Good morning and welcome to the overview video for MAP 2.2. My name is Nigel Galt. I'm the Managing Director of Olympic, the company behind MAP for MindManager and also the lead developer. With 2.2 we have added two new major capabilities which we're going to go through today, and they are Topic Tracker Lite, or Topic Tracker LE as we've got it, and MapSnap. We think that these two capabilities are going to provide quite a good bit of feedback for us from users, because I think you're going to find some innovative ways of using these. So we're going to take a look at each of those in turn. So we'll look at Topic Tracker Lite. Topic Tracker Lite basically enables you to quickly create map parts of a topic or topic structure, which you can then use in other maps and refresh on demand. Now, some of you may be aware that we have a main product called Topic Tracker, which enables you to kind of do the same thing, but it works by using an SQL database, so it can be used across a much broader geographical region using the internet. So you can share maps with users in different parts of the world, or map elements from different parts of the world and synchronize them back. The other product that we distribute for another developer is called Multimaps, and that is more aligned to interrogating map structures and pulling in information and creating dashboards that accumulates groups of topics around a specific criteria or metadata. What Topic Tracker Lite aims to achieve is to enable the average user to be able to utilize topics from other maps in dashboards or in other projects, and be able to obviously refresh them on demand, so that as information is changing in the source map, they're able to then refresh that where they may be using them in other maps. It also allows you to create a library of map topics that can be used across dashboards and projects. So it utilizes the inbuilt map part functionality of MindManager here, for those that are familiar with that. And when you install the 2.2 version of MAP, you'll get this Topic Tracker LE default folder here for the map parts. But it's a great way to enable you to monitor topics from colleagues' maps and quickly receive and, as I say, update information that you may be using. So let's take a quick look at how this works. So basically, if I've got this map here with some source topics in, what I'm going to do is go in here. I'm just going to remove these from here so you can see it in action. So I'm going to get rid of those. So I'm going to want to track these two topics. So all I do is select the topic that I wish to track. I come up to the Topic Tracker Lite command, click the button, and you'll see this box open here with the settings. Now, by default it selects the default folder, but you can append further folders to that, so you can build a folder structure as you track your topics. The other option that you have is to exclude subtopics if you wish to just track the parent topic of something. You have to bear in mind that if you're tracking a parent topic which is using something like rolled up task information or calculated properties from subtopics within that same tree, or in fact any other part of the map, then those particular functions or those values won't update if you don't bring the subtopics across. So when I'm ready, I click Track Topic, and then once that's complete, you'll see that the topic appears in here under the map part, and I've now added that to my library, so I can utilize this particular map part in any other map. So I'm going to do that with this one here as well. Track Topic, and you should see that one appear. I'm not sure why we're losing the map image on some of the commands. I think it's something to do with we've recently updated to Windows 10, and it seems that the recording software that we're using for the demonstration has got some issues around Windows 10 with multiple monitors and that kind of thing. So please bear with us. It's not a fault of the add-in or anything like that, and you shouldn't see it on a local system when you use it. It's purely because of the environment we're in at the moment. So once I've got some map parts that I can use, what we then do is simply drag them into other maps or other parts of the same map, even as I'm doing here, to be able to see information change. So what I'm going to do now is, for example, so if we just start clearing, sorry, wrong one, if we just start changing some of this information, let's deprioritize that, let's make that top one complete. So my source topic's now changed. If I was in my dashboard or in another part of the map, I can click the topic tracker Lite icon and I've got some options now. The first option is allows me to update just this topic that I have selected. You'll also see that alongside that it shows me the date and time that this topic was last refreshed, so I can tell whether it's out of date and by how long. The command underneath allows me to update every topic in this current map. So if I had a group of track topics, say 10 or 11, if I click that, it will run through the map and it will update all of those topics. The third option gives me the ability to be able to open the source map. So provided that we are connected to wherever the location of that source map is, if I click that, then that map will open and it will focus in on that topic that's being tracked. So that's great if I wanted to go in and amend anything directly in the source. And the fourth option allows you to remove the track topic from the map and also from the map parts as well. So if you just wanted to remove a track topic from the map and leave the map part for future use, then you just select it and delete it as you would with MindManager normally. So now that I've done that, I'll click this command here to update the topic, and you'll see that the information flows through and updates. So this is a great way to be able to have controlling maps that may contain data that you want to change, that is fed into perhaps many other maps as base data to then have calculations worked out in those maps or projects. It's also a good way to be able to set up an action topic in, say, a colleague's map, and that colleague can then update that particular topic structure to say, you know, I've done project A, or I've done task A, that's now complete, I'm now going to work on this. And then when you update that in your dashboard, you'll be able to see exactly what your colleagues are doing and what they're planning on doing with their time, or any other kind of information like that that you need to transmit. You could also do that the other way around, so that you could also have a topic that they are monitoring in their map as well, which gives you an almost two-way communication around sending information across the maps, which can be quite cool. So that's basically Topic Tracker Lite. We did it because we had several requests coming from users of both the other products that I previously mentioned around the ability for topics to be able to bring into dashboards topics that have got custom properties or formulas on, and neither of those two products currently do that at the moment. So that was one of the things that drove us. The other thing was that we did want to have a very easy way for people to be able to set up dashboards when they're working in small teams, or they've just, or even working on their own, where they've got quite a lot of maps where they think, actually I'd just like to be able to pull some of this core information in, and then if I need to update it, I can just update the source, and I know that when I open up the other maps, I can just refresh it and have up-to-date information in any other map that I'm working with. So that's really the reasoning behind it. Basically, when you refresh a topic, you do need to be able to reach the map, so the map has to be physically available to you, whether it's on a network drive or something like that. If it's not available to you, and I think I can demonstrate that if we were to cut this topic, and I now try and refresh this topic, you'll see that the icon will change. Just zoom that in. The icon will change to a warning symbol to show you that this is currently disconnected. So that's obviously as soon as we bring the topic back. If I paste that back in and then we click to refresh and update again, you can now see that it's reconnected and everything's hunky-dory. So it's a very simple add-in, but very, very powerful really to those of you who want to actually use different parts of different maps amongst each other. The other thing as well, obviously, is it enables you to build up a library of these parts. So if you're sharing your map part source folder effectively across a group or team, then all of the team will have access to those topics. So once you start to expand it like that, it can become quite powerful. So that's Topic Tracker Lite. So let's go back to our core map here and move on to MapSnap. Now, MapSnap basically is a capability that enables you to create copies of your map and you can do this either on demand through a function we call quick snap, or you can set it so that there is an auto snap running in the background and your map will be snapped at timed intervals. So this is a great way of being able to create backup maps. You also have the opportunity, when you create a snap, to have a high-res image of the current map state saved as well. So this can be useful if, for example, you want to create incremental backups of the maps as you work. MindManager is able to create an automatic backup but it's a single backup. This will enable you to create incremental ones, so if you ever want to roll back, you'll be able to do that. Again, gives you the ability to quickly create an image of your current maps using another application. And it's also useful if you were working, for example, in a group brainstorm. You could set it to work on the map when you start. If it's set to fire every 5 minutes, or you manually snap it every time you think the map's taken a very significant change, it will enable you to build up a sequence of images to show later on in maybe a document or a book how a particular ending map managed to reach its end point in a visual way. So that can be quite useful as well. So how does MapSnap work? Well, MapSnap is on the ribbon here, as you can see. I have at the moment got auto snap enabled, which is why this is what we termed lit at the top, or the top half is lit. Basically, when you select to add a map to the MapSnap function, the first time that you open it, you will be shown this option box on the top right. This enables you to set the MapSnap settings for the current document. The things that you can set are the auto snap interval. Currently we've got that at 5 minutes. This can be set to either 5, 10, 15, 30 or 60 minutes. What happens is it doesn't snap 5 minutes from when you initiate it. So if you start MapSnap at say 10:02, you will create a manual snap at 10:02, and then at 10:05 you will get an auto snap, and at 10:10 you'll get an auto snap. And you also have the ability to create a manual snap at any time. Number of snaps to store. This can either be unlimited if you check the box, or it can be any number from 1 to 99. Basically what this does is, as the maps are snapped, it builds up a library of them. If we were set on 10 as this one is, once it gets to the 11th snap, it will go back, find the oldest version and delete that from the system. So it's a way of keeping storage space under control if you're limited for that. The options here: create snap image. This enables you to, when you use a quick snap, which is where you do it on demand, it basically will take a high-res image and put it onto your system clipboard. That means you can then drop that into another application, and we'll show you that in a moment. So that's this one here, and then insert a review comment on quick snap as well. That means that when you manually snap, you get the option to put in a comment for each revision, so those get saved with each incremental map as well. So I'm just going to confirm those. Once that's done, MapSnap's enabled, it's running in the background. Every 5 minutes this map will be being snapped. If I wanted to do it on demand, I literally just click the top half of the command. When I do that, because I've now set it to have review comments, I will get this. So I'll put snap review. That's just general text that you can write in there, and now that's created the snap. What that's also done, because I had it set to send to clipboard, is it should also have put a high-res image of the map onto the clipboard, so I can open up Word, do Control-V and just drop that map image now into another application. So as you can see, that can be quite handy as well if you have that and you just want to quickly grab an image of the map to send in an email or something like that. Then that's a very good quick way of doing that. The other options you have, obviously, once you've set a MapSnap up, is to edit those settings, which is what I just showed you there. MapSnap settings are stored in each map, so it is possible for each map to have a different set of settings. So if you're working on a map that changes, you're working in the day and you think this map only changes every 30 minutes or so, you could set that to snap at every, say, 30 minutes or every hour, so that it's only building up a smaller number of files because the map is not changing as fast. If you're working on something where you may be group brainstorming, or you're brainstorming alone, even where your map is changing at quite a rapid rate, you might decide to set that to 5 minutes so that you're getting a backup of each section as you build that through. So it's a very, very neat way of being able to create incremental backups. It's a good way of being able to roll back to a previous state of map if you have a need to do that. And I think that you'll find you can get quite a lot of usage out of that when you're tying it in with pasting images of maps into other applications. When maps are snapped, they get stored into a My Snaps folder. This is created when map for MindManager gets installed, and whenever you set up a map snap, a folder is created with the title of the map, and that is what stores the information. So these folders, in general, the root of the folder will store any quick snaps. So that's where I manually click the top icon, create a snap, and away I go. That will store a copy of the map, and also, if it's set, a copy of the image. The files are stored with the revision number and also the date and time that they're set. If auto snap is running, then auto snaps are stored in a separate folder. And you can see here where this has now been running. It's been snapped at 10:15, 10:10, 10:20, 10:25, 10:35, etc. For auto snaps, the images are stored separately as well. That's to do with how we remove them. And as you can see, if I change the view, make that a little bit bigger for you, you can see the different statuses of these snaps as we've gone through. So again, if you're looking at a way of how you'd like to build out dashboards, perhaps you're maybe writing an article saying, you know, this is how you do something with MindManager, or this is how you create a specific type of map in MindManager, you could use MapSnap to literally take the build process and get those images as you build through, so that when you create the blog post or the documentation that you're going to share with users to show them how you've done it, then you've already got the images to hand. So that's the two main new capabilities for the 2.2 release. We think that they offer quite a good range of versatility for you to play around with and see how you can apply that. Minor additions for this release, there's none, unfortunately. We have got quite a list of improvements that have come from feedback from users, and we really appreciate the feedback that you've all been sending us. You've got some fantastic ideas on some of the existing commands and how they can be extended, and I think I have said this before, that we are planning on doing a release where effectively we probably won't introduce anything new, but we will have a big release where we introduce a lot of extension to some of the commands and capabilities that map already has. So for this 2.2 though, there's no minor additions. Improvements, we've made an improvement to the property renamer and the edit property value functionality. If you've been using this, you will probably realize that when you went to rename a property, for example, the rename process was taking place across the entire map, and there was no option to stop that. What we've done now is made it so that you can actually change something on selection. So for example, if I select those two center topics there with the name of James Bond, if I do the property value and I say, okay, let's do, no, that's not going to work that well. Let me change test to, I don't know, let's say Mickey Mouse for a laugh. Okay, what you'll see on both of these commands now is that there is a new checkbox which basically says edit the value in selected topics only. So if I select that and then I update the values, it will only update anything in the selected topic, so it doesn't change anything else in the map. If I do that without doing that, so if I say, go in here and we'll say change name on text to let's say Jack Ryan. You can obviously tell I like my spy thrillers and action movies. Then what will happen is that will go around the whole map irrespective of what I've got and find which one it needed to change. Notice it's only changing on this property name here, so that's why it didn't change this one down here, which was set at test. So that's the small improvements on that. Again, that was from a request because we had some users who were using properties in the map where they had used the same terminology for two different reasons. So obviously renaming, trying to rename one of them was obviously renaming the whole thing. So now that can be done on a selective basis as well. So hopefully that will give you a bit more flexibility when doing that. Bug fixes, again, none this release, nothing that's been reported majorly. But if you do find anything with map, by all means send us an email. We do pride ourselves on being very quick at fixing bugs. What am I talking about? We do pride ourselves on being very quick at fixing bugs. The last thing we want is you to have a product out there which is meant to be helping you do more, and actually it's hindering you and enabling you to do less, because that's not the aim. So if you do find anything, please drop us an email or give us a call and let us know the details, and we will jump on that as soon as we can. As usual, the help map has been updated to cover the new capabilities, so to get your hands on that and find out more about how to use them, they will take you through sort of pretty much a step-by-step of what I've shown you. So always have a look at that first, or if you feel like it, just jump straight in and from the video and have a play and see what you can do. And that really just leaves on the map horizon and 2.3. As I say, we've got quite a list of improvements to map, so I think that 2.3 is going to probably start to contain quite a few improvements to many of the existing topics, but we will be looking to introduce probably at least 2 new pieces of functionality or capability, and we're looking at probably Q2 for that. It's going to be probably about the end of July. We realise that the 2.2 release has been slightly delayed. That's just due to some business reasons and other projects that unfortunately had to take priority. But what we may try and do is make 2.3 come out of the gate a little bit earlier, and maybe try and push it for the beginning of July. We just have to wait and see how we are for the time resources. So that's pretty much it for 2.2. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you like what you saw, and if you are a map user, I hope that you'll be looking forward to getting your hands on the download for this, which is available now. Just go to the Olympic website and to the download section. You'll be able to get the 2.2 version there. You should just install straight over your existing version. No need to re-enter your license key or anything like that. It'll run a little update on the icons and graphics, and then you should be set to go. Other than that, all I can say is thank you to everyone for supporting map. Thanks for all your great feedback. Keep it coming. It's really enabling us to drive more capability into the map application. One thing I will just mention is obviously that the 2 new capabilities are also have been added to the new task pane command structure as well. So as per all of the other settings, they've all been updated, so you can run the commands from the task pane whether or not you have the icons or the commands enabled in your map ribbon. So they are always available through the map task pane. So thanks very much for your time. Look forward to speaking with you again on 2.3. Hopefully we'll have something equally as entertaining for you, and I really do hope that you get the value out of what we're doing. We appreciate your business and your following, and as always, please spread the word, and I will speak to you next time. Thanks very much for listening.